Path Media. I was a minimum wage movie theater usher that made good and became a top earner in my network marketing company. Now, after 16 plus years in the profession, I'm finally teaching myself how to leverage the internet with online marketing and social media marketing to continue to grow and expand my business. My name is Ronnie Cruz, and this is Path of the Network Marketer.
All right, welcome back to the show. In today's episode, we are going to talk about leadership. That's right, leadership in network marketing. Well, leadership in anything, right? Especially any entrepreneurial venture, any business. Success in these ventures hinges, that's proper English. Success in these ventures hinges on your ability to effectively lead people, right? Especially network marketing, given that network marketing is a people business. Now, I want to talk about leadership specifically as it pertains to the conversations we've been having here on the show so far, especially in the last couple of episodes. We just finished a series dealing with some of the less wholesome aspects of network marketing. If you haven't listened to that series, go back and listen to it, and so you'll have better context about today's episode. However, I think, because of those realities, right, the less seedy, the less wholesome and more seedy aspects of network marketing, the question I think that naturally arises is, how then can I protect my team from that? How can I shield them from all these outside forces that are working to tear down the organization? An organization and a business that I worked so hard to build, right? I spent so much time, energy, effort, blood, sweat, and tears to build this business of my dreams. And I have all these things around me that are working to kind of tear all that down. How can I shield it from that, right? How can I shield my team and protect my team from all of this? The short answer is you can't. You can't. Again, it's just a part of the reality of network marketing, right? We got to take the good with the bad. In terms of leadership, though, I think there's a natural inclination to go into kind of this defensive mode and tell people exactly what to do in these situations, right? When there's outside forces poaching your team, or there's outside influences not necessarily aligning with what you believe to be a path of growth for your organization. Again, the natural inclination is to kind of, put up your barriers, put up the guards, batten down the hatches, tell all your teams exactly what they need to do, and wait for it to fade away, which can be an effective strategy in the short term. However, I don't necessarily believe in it because it doesn't necessarily equip your teams in the long term, right? If you're just telling them, what to do, if you're just spoon feeding them instruction, then they're not going to have the ability to kind of deal with this stuff on their own in the future. You're not equipping them for future situations like this, or for future challenges, if you're just telling them what to do. The analogy that I really like is, if you've ever observed a child who was overprotected and over sheltered, right? A sheltered child growing up ends up growing up to be an ill-adjusted adult because they are ill-equipped to deal with adult life, right? And so it's the same thing with your network marketing organization. Not to be reductive about them, because obviously they're not children. However, it's the same kind of growth cycle that they go through. They have to learn all these new skills, especially in the context of leadership, because we're used to leadership in a completely different context, right? We're used to leadership as we're taught in school, listen to authority, and then we move into the workforce. You got to listen to your boss, you got to listen to your managers, you got to listen to the owner of the company, et cetera, et cetera. So there's all these hierarchical authority figures that we equate to leadership. In network marketing, given that it's a volunteer army, it's a completely different conversation with leadership. So we really have to be careful not to over-insulate, not to over-protect and over-shelter our organizations, because it'll stunt their growth. As a leader, I think the most important role that you fill is being a guide and a mentor, right? And that means sharing your perspective, especially your perspective on challenging situations. Again, if there's an outside force or influence that's not necessarily aligning with the growth of your organization, or if there's an outside influence even trying to poach your team and trying to steal people out of your organization, which happens, guys, it happens, that's a reality, as opposed to just telling them what to do, right? Share with them your perspective, share with them what you think about that situation, and tell them why you think that, and then allow them to decide for themselves, right? Ultimately, if you've done your job well, then it's going to help them expand their own perspective and expand their critical thinking skills as to why that outside influence is not necessarily a positive thing. And in doing this is strong leadership. In doing this, you're not only equipping them to deal with the future things like this, deal with challenges like this in the future. You're also helping foster leadership within themselves. And ultimately, that's what you want to do, right? You don't want to create employees, because these people don't work for us anyways, right? We're not their boss. This is a volunteer army, as I said. And so fostering their critical thinking skills helps foster their own leadership, and that develops an amazing longevity for your business, right? So don't worry too much about protecting your team from outside forces necessarily in terms of like giving them direct instruction. Share with them your perspective, share with them your wisdom, your experience, and why you feel and believe these things, and then allow them to make the decision on their own, right? So that to me is really the most effective way you can be a strong leader in your network marketing organization. So that's my message for today. More to come from me tomorrow. So until then, be well, be safe. We'll see you in the next episode.